What's going on, favorite followers? Right here I have 4 awesome looking figures from the McFarlane Toys. If you're not familiar with him, he is the creator of Spawn, the artist as well. He had a couple of runs on Spider-Man. So he has his own toy line, okay, that originated with Spawn and all different avenues of other licenses. But now he has for DC as well. On top of that, right in front of us, we have the Grim Knight, Earth 1's Devastator, Earth 44, I believe this is Murder Machine, and Earth 32's Dawnbreaker. So these are pretty cool. And if you never saw the actual comic book line that they had out, which was Dark Metal, it started at 2017, roughly in June, lasted to 2018. And it just started growing and getting a fan base. So now they've spawned into different types of dark metal or whatever other titles similar to that, which are actually going on right now as I'm recording this. So if you get a chance to look them up, go to your local comic book store and get a few comics from it and get right in. So without further ado, let's dig right in. Shout out to Manny, who supplies all my local toys at Sun City Collectibles, and Dan at Doc's Unique Collectibles, where I get all my statues and hot toys. Last but not least, also Mallfish, where I get my Mezco and my Neca toys. You can find the description and details below. We're going to start off here with Batman Earth 44, which is Murder Machine. As you can see, the boxes here are pretty simple. In the back they have a card, and when you flip it over, it tells you, who they are. But right here is the picture. The same picture is actually on the card. Let's go ahead and open it up right quick. Doesn't come with many parts, as you can see, but it's pretty sturdy. The joints are pretty tight when opening it up from an actual box. The toes right there, the toes actually bend, unlike the Marvel Legends. Marvel Legends don't do that. The old Marvel Legends used to do that, and they're actually like ball joints at the actual ankles and on the wrist. At the waist, bends pretty well. Not all the way back, but it's pretty sturdy actually. The material that they used doesn't feel like you're gonna break it or anything. Arms move around, pivot pretty points everywhere. At the shoulders, the wrist, like I said, it's got a ball joint there, which is different from the Marvel Legends as well. The head moves around pretty good as well. The back bends, not all the way back, but it's pretty good. And overall, it's a good design. I think they did pretty good. And then the extra piece right there for the hand, the technicals, it just pops right in when you pull the other one out. But unlike Marvel Legends, usually it'll have an actual piece that you actually reverse, basically, of how it is on the wrist. Right there, you see it's actually pointing out. Well, Marvel Legends, that piece is actually in the wrist of the hand, and it pops in the arm. But the ball joint's okay. It's something a little bit to get used to if you're used to other toy lines, but overall it's pretty good. Here's the card that it comes with, and on the back it's going to tell you, it says it's Batman Earth 44 Dark Knight's Metal, and it gives you a data file on there. Source, which is the Dark Knight's Metal comic. His real name is Bruce Wayne, height 6'2", weight 385. Also, these all come with a base where you see the logo right there. The peg that you put on the foot to keep them up because if you know anything about figures, sometimes they just fall over, which is a plus for me. I'm glad they actually insert these in these packages. And here we have Dawnbreaker from Earth 32. He also comes with a card in the back, as you can see right there. The packaging is very simple. All of them are actually, which is not bad, but they look so much better when they're actually out the package and actually displayed, at least in my opinion. And this one comes with a little bit more parts. It has a base as well, but since he is one of the ones that actually flies and hovers around, they give him a different base. But you see right here on the ankle, same thing as the last. Everything moves around pretty well, tight joints. It's a little slightly different in some areas. That's the one thing I do like about his toy line, that not every mold is the same. You got the Green Lantern ring right there. If you see in the back right there, everything moves around pretty good. A little tight only because you have things coming out his neck, but it's not bad. And then right there in the waist, it's slightly different than the last one that we just looked at Murder Machine. And of course, here's one of the things, you know, lanterns are known for, right? Using their imagination for weaponry. Those are bats right there, which is pretty cool. The trading card right there as well for Earth 32. When you flip it over, it tells you the data file as well. His name is Bruce Wayne there, 6'2", 160 pounds, slightly lighter, right? You'll notice that all these, if you're not familiar, are actual variations of actual Bruce Wayne. And then you see their DC logo, which is awesome, clear. So then you can put this behind him and actually have him connected to it, so it looks as if he's hovering or flying. It holds pretty well. It's tight. I actually have some of these kind of bases that I bought off of Amazon that aren't too sturdy. They don't hold weight very well, but this one is tight enough where he can actually be held on there with no issues. Now look at this big boy, Devastator. I saw a video with Todd McFarlane talking about building this one, and he was all about putting as much plastic in this one in the sense of the item and just fitting him into that square to see if they can maximize his size within the package. And they did well. For Marvel Legends, these are usually the sizes of some of their BAFs, which stands for Build-A-Figure. Here, if you see, once he got him out the plastic, he takes up the whole plastic piece right there as well. Got a little smudge on that one right there, but nonetheless, this is just a base. Again, if we already showed you, their trading card as well. And then when we flip it over, it's gonna have Earth 1 data as well. Real name is Bruce Wayne again, just like I told you, but the height is 8'10" and weighs 915 pounds. So it's pretty legit. Like I said, it's multiverse. So these are all actually Bruce Wayne. A lot of people looked at this one right here and they automatically thought Doomsday. Now the articulation is pretty legit, especially for being a big piece. Everything's super tight right now because it's brand new, but even at the wrist, it's able to flip up and down. Just don't want to break anything right off the back. I'm trying to be a little gentle to loosen it up. But overall, I mean, it's bang for its buck. I mean, it actually carries some serious weight on it. Everything bends around pretty well. You're not going to beat the price for that. And the waist, he moves around pretty good for a big figure, as you can see right there. The feet, same thing in the legs right there.
They bend right at the toes as well, like the other ones. Even for the big figure, I mean, I think they outdid themselves with this one. Personally, for me, this is my favorite. If I can get my hands on a couple more of these, 2 or 3 more, build a little army, that'd be great. But overall, I'm pretty impressed. Even the headpiece right there, you see, has the mouth where the jaw, you can open it up. See right here, it's got the bat ears, just like Batman has on his cowl. Just reminder that this is another version of Bruce Wayne. And last but not least, this is the Grim Knight right here from Earth Zero, actually. This bad boy is pretty tight as well because it comes with like a little arsenal. There's a trading card right there, like the other ones. The Grim Knight flipped over with his data file as well. Says that it's from Bruce Wayne as well, 6'2" or 210 pounds. Just reiterating again, this is another alternate version of Bruce Wayne. The old trusty base again. Another handgun that he has here. Then the smaller one right here, which is done pretty good. Plastic is used pretty wisely. And then this one has a joint. If you notice, it's got a bunch of different guns on it. So when you put it in the backpack, it's not falling all apart, but it's pretty legit. This is like the Punisher version of Batman. I mean, if you know anything about Batman, he doesn't use handguns or anything like that, especially because of the tragedy of his parents getting killed. But this one right here, he doesn't care. He's in his card, it says that he's second from the Batman who laughs. So it's pretty sinister. But if you see here, everything moves around pretty good. I mean, it's not just stuck to his chest or anything like that. He's got his blades on his wrist as well, just like a typical Batman. Head moves pretty well as arms, everything swivels. I mean, overall, it's pretty nice and tight everywhere. And but the details is done really well. I think McFarlane did very well in these figures right here. Toes bend, in case you want to put him in certain positions. But you notice here he's got the pads. But unlike some of the other figures where you can actually turn the hole where the cap area is at, and you're not able to do so there. But the rest of the legs where it needs to be moved, moves pretty well, at least in my opinion. I'm going to do a quick comparison now. This is one of the Marvel Legends Cyclops. To show you, Marvel Legends line is actually 6 inches and the McFarlane toys are 7 inches tall. Obviously the Devastator is not, but so you can see the comparison. I'm going to bring Hulk, one of the Build-A-Figures from the Marvel Legends line. Bulky wise, they're almost the same, but Hulk here is taller. The head's bigger on Hulk as well. So for the bang for the buck, I mean, you're not beating what Todd put out with this Devastator. DC struck gold by teaming up with McFarlane Toys to bring this line of action figures. I think they celebrate the heroes and the villains very well, and with the details that come in these 7-inch figures and the 22 points of articulation, it just can't be beat right now. So whatever McFarlane touches, I think turns to gold. Well, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and please leave a comment and let me know what you think. And hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And like always, stay faithful.